Hey everybody, I've got a rear end housing here that I've spent the weekend straightening. It was bent just, very slightly, but I also put a truss kit on it. A friend of mine said, hey, I've got my early Bronco and driving it down the road, it kind of drives a little funny, so one day I just thought, hey, I need to check the rear end on it and see if the rear end's bent. So he put a tape measure, I think he put a tape measure between the rear tires and saw that the rear tires were towed in just a little bit, and that was causing it to drive funny. The way he sounded like it was towed quite a bit. You just saw the first clip. That was me straightening what the bend I could see in it by my straightening or my narrowing kit. What I've got a fixture here from Lead Mine Products. I think you can see that. And this piece bolts into the front of the center housing instead of having an actual center section in it. This piece bolts on there, and it does have top marked on it right here. So that bolts in there. You can see a bar goes through here. So you slide the bar through the housing, through that fixture, and that centers up. That shows you the center of the bearing here, or what should be the center. And so then you have these pieces here. I call them pucks. And the puck has a small bearing side and a big bearing side. This is a small bearing housing, and the puck just goes in there. And if you've got the bar through there, it's centered up in the hole, and if it's out of alignment, you won't be able to get that puck in the hole. If you weld on an axle housing in any way, shape, or form, if you want to put a new spring perch on it, when you weld on a housing, when you do any kind of work, that housing is going to bend. So this weld right here, when I welded that, I expected the end to move out of center. So in order to correct that, when I got done with a few welds, you'll see me later on in the video, you'll see me put the cutting torch, not cutting, but just heating up the other side of this video, of this housing. I put some heat right here, I think, and some other heat right here, and the same thing on the other end. Depending on where I welded at on the housing, that's where I tried to offset. I didn't do anything for these back here. When I welded this, these were already tacked on, and so it was all nice. Welding here caused no bend that I could see in the end piece. So anyhow, you'll see me use the cutting torch. I'm not trying to cut anything with it. I'm just trying to get the heat into the housing to offset on the opposite side of the tube where I welded on it. And so that's the purpose. And then I think there's a couple of clips in there about just kind of watching how the puck moves. And actually, it's not even the puck moving. It's the housing moving around the puck, so that the puck moves and finally falls into the hole. And when that puck goes in the hole, it's kind of tight. When that puck goes in the hole and you can spin it freely, that's perfectly in line, okay? So that's the goal here. If you've never done this, I hope you learned something through this. I hope you learn, don't just weld on your rear end housing and expect it to stay straight. If you heat the housing, it's going to bend, whether you can see it or not. So be aware of that. Don't just weld and go on down the road. Make sure it's lined up nice and straight before you use it. I'm sure some of you are looking at the background behind me at this mess. That's another video coming probably soon. Right now, this needed to get done, so I wanted to record it. I wanted to show it out there for the world. I wanted to teach somebody something. I'm kind of new to this YouTube thing. Y'all bear with me. And also, if you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to end this video right here. It's getting pretty long. My video quality is not necessarily that great here, so I'm gonna add a little bit more detail. I've got a different view from a different camera on the straightening. So if you want to check out some better footage on straightening, check out this other video. I'll try to tag it here somewhere. If not, just hey, hit my channel up, give me a subscribe, and check it out.